Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Popular Decks. I'm your host Michael, and today we're going to be playing Mono Red Burn. So the idea of this deck is to have as few interaction points as possible and just burn our opponents out with Lightning Bolt type cards directly to their face. So this deck is filled with a bunch of bad Lightning Bolts. Lightning Bolt is the standard, and a lot of the other cards in this deck are just worse versions of Lightning Bolt. So we've got Lava Spike, Chain Lightning, Rift Bolt, and Skewer the Critics are all bad versions of Lightning Bolt. We've got a couple cards that get us a little bit of card advantage and a little bit of damage. So Needle Drop and Voldaren Epicure. Epicure's new card. The blood token that comes with it can convert a mountain or a dead Searing Blaze into another burn spell, hopefully, later in the game. We've got Searing Blaze to take care of some creatures with a little bit of damage to the face value as well. We've got two pieces of recurring damage in Thermal Alchemist and Curse of the Pierced Heart. The sooner you can get those down, the better. Lastly, Fire Blast to finish off our opponents at the end of the game. Sacrifice our mountains, deal them 4 damage to the face. This can be even better than Lightning Bolt, except if you draw too many of them, you might not have enough mountains to actually cast them. Sideboard, pretty standard, other than I don't know if people normally play Pyroblast. I've never been a big fan of Pyroblast in the sideboard, and this sideboard didn't have any, so I like that. We've got a couple creatures for removal light decks, or decks that are bad at blocking. Those guys are both really good. A couple sweepers in Electrickery and Martyr of Ashes. We've got Flaring Pains to beat Circle of Protection. We've got Smash to Smithereens for artifact decks, and Molten Rain for big mana decks, namely for lands that tap for multiple colors, so we're talking bounce lands and Tron lands. And that's pretty much it. There's one Forgotten Cave in the mana base, otherwise we're just a lean, mean red machine. So, we're going to get to some games here in a second. If you guys like this content and you want to see more videos like it, hit the like button or the subscribe button or both. And even more importantly than that, if you have any comments or any complaints or any suggestions for things that I could do to make this content better, hit me up with a comment in the comments section. It's always appreciated. And I think that's it. I'll see you guys in the games. All right, here we are for round number 1. We're playing against Jogando Pelado. And I think we're going to keep this. We've got some burn spells. We've got some mountains. Got a Thermal Alchemist, playing against some black-red artifact thing. I don't know exactly what to expect there. Since I have these Thermal Alchemists, I'm not going to run out these burn spells yet, unless I really need to Lightning Bolt something. Looks like we're playing against some kind of Jund deck. I don't know if this is like the Cascade deck. I'm not super familiar with what is in that deck. Alright, Thermal Alchemist got bolted. We got 15 points of burn in our hand. Be nice if we could get a curse here. Alright, I'm run out this alchemist as well. So this guy can survive a turn, and if we draw a land, we can do some serious damage to them. Alright, no land. I'm not going to play that curse. I'm going to get some value out of my Thermal Alchemist here. Just play out these lava spikes. Alright. Should probably play a Skewer there instead of the Lava Spike, but I don't think that's really going to be a problem for us. I don't know what our opponent's doing. Okay. So they've got these guys. Got a Siege Rhino of the Pauper format coming in. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the vampires. I'm just going to hit my opponent here. I think I'm going to Chain Lightning here while they're tapped out. Then I'm going to Skewer them. Alright. Hopefully we can draw a land next turn. Even if they have another vampire, we should be able to kill them through that. Obviously we're not blocking this guy. They probably have more of these, I would guess. But we can still beat that. I do need a land, though. Darn. I think that I'm going to play this Epicure, because I am going to have to block this turn most likely. And I will pass the turn. Yeah, I really need a third land at some point here, or for them not to have a third. Definitely can't win if they have a third one of these, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, the question is if I try to beat a third vampire here. So I could bolt one of these. I'd still have lethal even if I did that, assuming they don't have a removal spell. So maybe I should do that. I'm gonna bolt them before blocks, I think. Just in case something weird happens. Again, I'm not super familiar with this deck. I don't know if there's... I don't know. Something that's gonna kill me out of nowhere. I have two untapped blockers here. I'm gonna chump block with the Epicure. Okay, I don't care about that at all. Yeah, of course they have another one. So I think I can still win with a Fire Blast, but that might be it. Hey, that's a Fire Blast. Better lucky than good, they say. Alright, we did it. Fought our way through 3 vampires, which is pretty impressive. So, definitely want these smashes. Question is if I also want these Molten Rains. This also might be matchup for some of these guys. I think I'm just gonna have the smashes. This Archer might be better than Thermo Alchemist. I think I'm gonna cut the curses. I just don't like the curses. I'm gonna cut a Searing Blaze. That might be wrong. I haven't seen enough of their deck probably. I'm gonna put in 2 of these too, actually. Let's put these guys in. 2 blazes out. All the blazes out. Yeah, we're gonna try to overwhelm their removal, I guess. At least in this game. We can see about next game if I want to change that at all. Put one more of these in and take the Rift Bolt out. Alright, let's try this. This is maybe a move I should have made on the play in game 3 if we lose this one, rather than on the draw here, but I'm going to try it out. I'm going to keep this one. Could really be anything. Alright, Firebrand Archer is a nice one. Hopefully our opponent has a nice slow start. Play something like yeah, that's not great for us. Not super excited to see them ramping for so cheap. So hopefully they didn't bring any sweepers like Electrickery. I would probably not have brought that in against our previous configuration. but you never know what people are going to do. Reddick Star. Going to sack that for Deadly Dispute. They're going to draw some cards. Darn. We were really going to get to go off this turn if they didn't have that. So I'm going to Needle Drop. Get a Needle Drop. Hoping to find another mountain at some point here. Yeah, we really just can't buy a third land in any of these games, huh? Well, doesn't look like they're going to have a vampire this turn. At least not without a ritual of some kind. That's what I wanted the removal spell to be last turn. Ah. I suppose that's going to happen. That's another good reason to have some of the recurring sources of damage, because you just can't win against any of these life gain spells without the recurring sources of damage. They have a vampire here. We can probably scoop it up. They're pretty much the nuts against us. But I'll fight on for a little bit here. I'm going to Chain Lightning this guy. Alright. Sacking this blood token probably to get rid of a Fire Blast here, but we'll see. Should probably have smashed one of these, but honestly, a smash doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't do that much. So let's see here if we can grind them out. Maybe they just have no more card advantage. I don't really see a good reason to smash one of these vaults, but maybe I should. Yeah, well, they've still got a bunch of them, huh? I think I'm going to get rid of a Fire Blast here. Just don't think that's what the game's going to be about. Alright. Well, if we can land a creature that goes unanswered for like 20 turns, we might be able to win this one. But I don't have a lot of hope. Alright, I am gonna smash a vault. But this pretty much kills us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 damage to me, so we're dead to a bolt. Yep, that'll do it. Well, they had a pretty insane draw against us there. I think I'm going to stick with what I've got here. Oh, I don't even have the curses in. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you can see where the curses, like, they would have sucked there. They would have dealt 3 damage, but almost anything in our deck would have sucked there. It was all bad. I'm going to leave it like this, and I am going to try to overwhelm their removal. Especially if they're playing so much life gain and stuff, I don't really have other options. I have to try to get through all of their hate. This opponent did not want to lose to burn, that's for sure. Well, hopefully that was their only removal spell, or they at least can't cast one this turn. Nope, perfect mana. And the perfect cards, yeah. We're just so dead. Alright, Archer is good. It's our last chance here. I think if they have a removal for this, we can pretty much just scoop it right up. Yep. Can't cast any of my spells or anything. Alright, here we go. Look at us go now. Alrighty. Well, it would have been nice to have this guy to eat that Chainer's Edict. Looks like they've got another Chainer's Edict. Nope. Cleansing Wildfire here. They might have so much removal, I should have just tried to go around the removal instead of try to overwhelm it. That's what happens when you're kind of an inexperienced burn player and you don't know what to do. Because I could have made pretty much all of these 3 cards dead. So they've had these every game, but hopefully they only have 1 this time instead of 3 like they had the last 2 games. I'm going to hold that mountain in case I draw another Epic here, I guess. I think we're pretty much dead here. Alright, they get to draw some cards. So we're kind of seeing one of the reasons I tend to not be a big fan of these burn decks is it feels like I don't have a lot of agency over the game. I wonder what else I should have done. Maybe I should have brought in, so left these in, these 3 in, and the curses too. Maybe this is just an unwinnable matchup, I don't know. I mean, they've kind of drawn super well each time. I even managed to beat the triple vampires with a good draw of my own, but I don't know, not super likely to beat the vampires plus weather the storm combo. But I still have a little bit of hope. Maybe their next like 7 or 8 draw steps will all be blank. Unfortunately, all my creatures are going to die to their lands even if they draw lands. Yeah, that's about right. just 8 of these between 3 games. What do we got? Alright, I'm ready to scoop it up, you guys. Good games, opponent. You really did not want to lose to burn today, and you sure did not. On to round 2. Alright, we're back again for round 2 after getting brutally destroyed in both post-board games. This is a tough one. I think I'm going to keep it on the play here. Really need to draw a second land. So hopefully we can do that. If this guy survives the turn, then we can needle drop. Hopefully hit it. Looks like he's not connecting. Looks like maybe he is connecting. I'm going to use the Searing Blaze right now because I am concerned that I might not hit a land drop for a while. Alright, let's get in here. I'm going to start playing these curses, so I think this is kind of the matchup the curses are for. Put them on the Boros players. Boros, I think, is trying to draw out the game a little longer than we are. Interesting to see what Boros looks like here without the prismatic prisms. Alright, let's curse him again. Spin this. Pass the turn. So unless they have some kind of life gain card here, it's going to be really tough for them to fight through these curses, I think, here. Although we could just die to like some pump spells here. We very nearly killed them already here, though. If we draw anything, they're dead, I think. Needle drop. Lava spike. 1 damage short here. So I'm going to go ahead and discard this mountain. I'm going to leave him back and try to block the Thraben Inspector. They're probably looking for a life gain land. I'm sure they play a couple. If it's just 1 life gained, I can kill them with the Epicure. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try to draw something. That's not going to do it. I don't think they have any instant speed life gain, but hopefully we can decide this before that. Yep, I'll just bolt them. Remove all doubt. Oh, did they discard this and I just didn't notice? That makes sense. Okay. So, cool. I would have done that anyway because, well, no, I might have waited and bolted them in upkeep after they cast it. But either way, they were going to have another one from their hand. All right, Prismatic Strands is another reason that we have this Flaring Pain, so I'm going to bring that in. This is a good matchup for the Molten Rains. I don't know if I want the Smashes. There's a lot of stuff I don't know if I want. I think I'm going to take all our creatures out here, at least the Thermal Alchemists for sure. I don't want these against the Bolt deck. The Epicures are questionable too if I want those. I think I want 2 Smashes, cut 2 Epicures. The Epicure's not attacking for damage, it's really bad. And I might bring in this Electrickery and cut 1 more Epicure. I don't know, the Electrickery seems kind of bad. It's only good against Battle Screech, but I don't know. Do I want the Electrickery or not? That's the real question. I don't really want Electrickery unless I have curses down. I'll bring back the Epicure, why not? Alright, let's try it. Try to kill him with just burn here. Yeah, this seems okay. We're gonna have a lot of times where we need to draw some lands to have a chance here. I think I'm gonna maybe save the spike actually for turning on my skewer later. Okay, so I guess I am glad I have that electric, or did I decide to bring it in? What did I decide? Dang, it would be nice to have that electricity right now. The opponent doesn't want to discard a card. Land. Cool. Since I don't have any electricries, I guess I'm going to go ahead and Searing Blaze this guy. Alright, Thraben Inspector. Hopefully I can get some land, 1 more land here, and I can hit this crag. Nope. Let's go ahead and Lava Spike them. Needle Drop them. Alright, there's my land. I'm going to skewer them. Alright. So, I drew a bunch of my sideboard cards, which sometimes can be bad if you don't do a good job of laying out your plan. But they also could be sitting on a bunch of removal, and then I'm going to look like a genius here. Alright, I'm going to Molten Rain this one. Just gain 4 life straight up? Sure. The real question is if I want to play this Forgotten Cave or not. I think I don't. Hopefully they play a bounce land here. Come on, Boros Garrison. Okay. Let's cycle this Forgotten Cave. Really glad I didn't play it. Searing Blaze. I'm definitely a little tempted to hit one of these planes with my Molten Rain just to stop them from casting anything, but the moment I really need the damage. Yeah. That one's a rough one. Oh, what am I gonna do? I think I just have to pass the turn here. This Flaring Pain's not been great. So if they have that pump spell, okay, they don't. Another Squadron Hawk. All right. So I think I might have to go for it here. If they draw any non-creature spells, I'm in big trouble. The big problem I have here is I need to draw 2. I'm gonna go for it. They're probably gonna gain 4 life here. I'm surprised they really probably should have cast this last turn and give this guy lifelink. Okay. This only prevents damage, doesn't prevent life gain. So I'm gonna needle drop him twice. Yeah, that's not very good. So I think I need them to play a non-basic land, and I need to hit a needle drop into, even that's not enough. I don't think I have any outs. If I draw Searing Blaze, nope, never mind. I was gonna say, if I drew Searing Blaze, I would have been technically alive. Yeah, okay, I'm just dead. Darn. Too much life gain, just a little bit too much. I like the plan. I don't know if I want 2 Flaring Pains. Obviously, it's set rotting in my hand there, where if I had something better, I could have won. I'm definitely going to bring this Electric Ray in, and I'm going to take this Epicure out, I think, even on the play. It is possible I'm going to want these Archers, because I can cast them and play a couple spells in the same turn, but still just too bad. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Hopefully on the play I can do some more stuff. They still have Galvanic Blast and stuff in their deck, so just killing creatures. I could probably go look up to see if these Boros Bully decks play any if they play any Circle of Protections, but even with just the Prismatic Strands, I'm going to want the Flaring Pains. Alright, opponent, what you got? Yes, I would like to play first. I don't know, if you play Burn, do you just sign up to keep hands like this? I guess so. Spike him in the face. It's really probably not enough damage, though. Smash the smithereens. That's not great. I'm just going to hold all these burn spells. The lava spike I'll just throw out because it doesn't do anything good, but these other spells can hit creatures and stuff. Smash the smithereens. Okay. I think I'm gonna skewer them. They're just gonna gain 4 life probably here, and I'm gonna die. So I do have lethal with another fire blast here. Yep, that's tough. That's tough to beat. Hopefully we still have some time. And they're not playing anything. Okay, prismatic strands. It's fine. Still gonna target their face here. Probably should have held the land in case I drew a Searing Blaze. Alright, hopefully this slows down their clock enough. Yeah, I'll play that guy out. Let's see if they're willing to strands to prevent 1 damage. Probably not. Tough thing is, with this blood token, I don't really want to get rid of any of my cards at the moment. Alright. That's what I needed them to have last game, was that garrison at some point. So I think I'm going to bolt this Seeker at the end of turn. I don't really have enough burn to get through this prismatic strands. Realistically, it's just going to trade for one of my things at some point here. Okay. Let's chain lightning that guy. Get in. Somehow my 1/1 hasn't gotten killed by removal, so maybe I should have left all my creatures in. So they did not discard prismatic strands that time. Guardian. It's going to kill us pretty slowly, but they got a lot of stuff, so... Hey, I got the smash. I guess there's still no reason to play the skewer here. So Squadron Hawk means I'm dead next turn. Unless I draw Electrickery, I suppose. This was always one of Burn's worst matchups, I felt, when I was playing in the past. Look at their journey. Another Hawk. So they do not have prismatic strands out. So the awkward thing is I've got 10 damage in hand. but only if I draw a land, and if I draw a land, then I can't draw the extra damage that I need. I'm just going to take all this. Question is if I blood token away the Searing Blaze. I almost have to. Right? Because I need to draw 2 burn spells. That are... Yeah, I think I have to loot it away. What are the benefits if I keep it? If I draw Electrickery... I think I have to loot away the Searing Blaze. I don't really see a way to use it. Of course, I just immediately draw a mountain, obviously. None of these would have done it anyway. Alright, we're dead. I can technically live one more turn if I spend both of my removal spells on Raven Inspectors, but I don't want to live that life. Alright, good games, opponent. Let's see if we can salvage a decent league out of this. Alright, here we are for round number 3. Hopefully we can stop this skid I've been on of winning all the first games and losing all the post-board games, leading me to believe that I'm boarding wrong. Our opponent has started with 6 cards, and they've got blue-red artifact land. So I don't think our Thermal Alchemist is long for this world. But I think I'm going to run it out anyway, because there's so much upside. We're only losing out on 1 curse damage by doing it this order rather than the other order. And we have a ton of potential if they don't have removal. Which obviously they do. Alright, Witching Well. A lot of artifact stuff going on over there. Alright. Gonna run out our curse and our epicure. Again, I'm kind of in the awkward spot here with this epicure, with this blood token about if I want to get rid of a land when I've got a Searing Blaze. Alright, opponent's going off, drawing all kinds of cards. Bunch of Frogmites. Alright. Well, I guess we're going to kill this Hover Guard. So this is what I was talking about when Curse is not good, when you're playing against a deck like Affinity. And it deals like 2 or 3 damage before you're dead. Run those burn spells out. Hopefully we can draw 2 strong burn spells here. We'll see how aggressive they are with the Frogmites, if they're willing to attack with all of them. Probably depend. I imagine they'll leave 1 blocker back. But that 1 blocker might be a different... okay, Galvanic Blast for my Epicure. Alright, here we go. Let's draw some burn spells. Let's cycle this. That's 1 burn spell. Get rid of my mountain here. It's not quite a burn spell, but it's looking pretty good. Since they don't have ATOG anymore, it's going to be tough for them to kill me on this turn, I think. Certainly going to have lethal next turn, I would imagine. Yep, that is what it looks like to me. So I've got 1 turn here to draw a burn spell, and I've got 2 draws at it. No real reason to block. Let's see what we can do. Huh. That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. Does it open? So the only thing this opens up is drawing back-to-back needle drops. So I can wait for the curse to resolve and then I can needle drop them. And if I draw another needle drop, they're dead. I think I just get rid of this so that I can draw a sorcery and win. Nope. I don't know for sure that we're dead, but I think so. I guess they have to have a... No, they don't have to. So this deals me 5. Yeah, 9. Okay. They should probably not have done that. If they don't have an untapped land. They had lethal. Right? Yeah, that was 9. Oh, never mind. They can just do that anyways. With the wedding invitation. Yeah, I was just super dead. Close one. Had him to 1. It actually did matter that I played my Thermo Alchemist out instead of my instead of that curse on that first turn. So this is a deck I think that is probably not going to have too much removal. So I think I'd maybe do want the creature package. No, the creatures can't attack at all. So I want some of the creatures, the ones that don't have to attack. I still think the curses are bad. So I brought the smashes in and these Thermo Alchemists, and I do have to think if I want these Molten Rains, but I don't think so. 3 mana is just too much. Too many of their lands are indestructible. Epicure kind of failed me last time. Yeah, so I'd like to play first. Sand looks good. See how much removal they have. They mulliganed again. See if I can keep up my streak of going 1 and 2 in every match. All right, Epicure. Let's do this. Thermal Alchemist. So, pretty decent chance we untap with this Thermal Alchemist. They only probably have 4 untapped red sources in the deck. In which case I'm going to shoot both of these at him. And that'll be pretty much it. I guess I'm going to hold that. Lava Spike. Auto yield to that. Spike him again. We've got a pretty quick draw here. And yeah, we've got lethal. If this were a one damage burn spell, they would be dead. Or 1 mana, 3 damage burn spell, they would be dead, but that's not what it is. Frogmite gives us lethal here. They don't have blue mana up, so I think we're going to be good to go. Oh yeah, we've got tons of damage here. Chain Lightning you. Still had all these. Fire Blast in hand. All right, that's hopefully how it's supposed to go most of the time here. So you can see also curse would have been bad there too, you know. So um and the Gitu lava runners, I mean you can even see the epic here like didn't really get in. Epic here got in for 1 damage. So I like this setup I have. Can we get our first win of the league? Let's find out. All right. We have a boatload of thermal alchemists. I'm going to keep this, I suppose. But if they have a fast draw, this is probably too slow. All right, this time they are going to have red. Debating if I want to play this Forgotten Cave. I don't think I do. I mean, if I never draw any more lands, it's going to be annoying, but... So this guy's going to get bolted here, probably. So this is why I was saying this hand might be a little slow. Like, if they run out a couple creatures here, if they run out a 4/4 this turn, we're going to really have a lot of trouble keeping up. All right, getting punished for the cave. All right, blue blast. Yeah, we're going to be in trouble here. Blue blast is their best card against us, so it tells me they don't have another burn spell at the very least. We can definitely erase one Mirror Enforcer with this Alchemist. Nope, guess not. So I guess we're hoping for a land so I can blaze the Frogmite, or smash the Smithereens would be good too. And then I guess I'm gonna skewer them. Alright, I'm just hoping they have nothing basically here, because I do have a lot of damage here. I've got 13 in hand. Alright. I don't really see any reason to play this mountain out, I don't think. I've just got 10 here. I could draw an Epic here, so I'm going to hold the mountain, I guess. Plus I could draw Searing Blaze. Okay, cycling. This is looking to be another close one here. Probably going to come down to a top deck. Real question is that top deck this turn, or is that top deck next turn? So they've already used a couple Galvanic Blasts, but they do have lethal next turn. All right. It's actually a good draw, because it gives us lethal here. And then I'm not going to play around Hydroblast, so we'll see if we got him. Long pause hopefully means they don't have it. I don't know what BLZ means. I don't know if it's salt or if it's something else. Probably salt. It's turn 7 though. You gotta expect to be dead by turn 7 against burn. So, all right, cool. We finally won one. On to round number 4. Here we are for round number 4. We are on the draw, and I think I'm gonna keep this hand. Playing against Brantiano. I'd like to draw, I guess, a land, I suppose. Not really what I want to draw the most, but Sepicure's fine. Alright, looks like we're playing against the blue-red deck that I played last time. Blue-red Scred, probably. See if they have an augur. Just a fairy. So I'm going to run this curse out here while they're tapped low. That's going to be how we're going to win this game if we can win it at all. Got a pretty decent hand, I guess, against fairies at the moment. Gonna get hit with a ninja next turn if they have one, but hopefully our curse can whittle them down. We can sneak enough burn spells past all of their counter spells. Alright, I'm getting scredded. Alright, curse you. So we'll see how quick of a clock my opponent can put on us. They're probably not playing any Delvers, so hopefully the clock is pretty slow. See if there's a ninja here. Starting to look like there may be a ninja here. No ninja. No nothing. Alright. Yeah, I'll just pass the turn here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and bolt them and needle drop them. Okay. Real trick in this matchup is make sure Spell Stutter Sprite doesn't counter anything if you can help it, or at least make sure it doesn't counter anything important. That is a pretty quick clock. Do kind of wish I'd maybe run out my cave as a land. Alright, now I don't wish I had done that. So it's a shame I don't have an actual lightning bolt. I'm going to cycle this and hope to draw 1 mana. Yeah, Chain Lightning is good. You know, I'm honestly a little tempted to kill this Commodore. That cuts a lot off their clock. I could also deal him 6. They would take 7. The curse. I think I'm going to kill this guy. And I'm going to suspend a Rift Bolt here. That might be wrong, but I think that cuts like a lot of turns off their clock at the moment. And that's just more damage for Curse to get in. So if they play a ninja here, that means they don't have Spell Stutter can't counter my Rift Bolt. Which is good. So this is a tough one too. I could cut again a lot of damage off their clock if I hit the ninja, but I think I'm going to go face here and try to just finish this off. I shouldn't have played that. That was a bad play. Not going to run these needle drops into Spell Stutter quite yet. Yeah, I really shouldn't have played that mountain. I obviously should have gotten rid of that to the blood token. See, we've still got a lot of time here at their current rate of attack. If they play anything, I'll double needle drop and they can spell stutter one of them, but they won't be able to spell stutter in both. Then they'll be tapped out and I'll have a couple draws at something. And if they don't play anything, this curse is just eating them. All right. Fine by me. They don't have any lands and they're double discarding. All right, I'll just hold that mountain for now. Yeah, see, they were too scared to play that augur. Now they're dead to like single burn spells. Gonna get rid of that. All right. So I should be able to kill them here. Guess there's no real reason. Well, debating if I should do some of this stuff in upkeep or if I should wait. I'm going to cast the needle drops in upkeep. This is the tough part here. If this were me, it would be really hard for me not to spell stutter this if I were the opponent. So they do have lethal with a bolt. Hopefully we draw a fire blast with one of these needle drops and that should lock up the game for us. Or another bolt I think would do it. It's possible I should have cast these end of turn last turn. At the time I didn't have either of these, but at the time I didn't have this bolt, so I didn't know that I would have a lethal burn spell that I could cast at instant speed. Alright, they tapped out of their red. Guess I might as well try to bolt them. These are both lethal on our turn. They tap their red mana. So we're dead if they have a counterspell, untapped red, and another bolt. Which they might. Who knows? They missed land drops in the past here, so they only had a couple draws to hit the mountain. Brainstorm gives them a couple more looks at it. That's not going to do it. This is always a pretty fun matchup. They probably should have gotten in with this. Well, I guess no, they knew what they were going to get with the Brainstorm. So we'll just skewer them to death. I guess I'll cast the Epicure first, which is already lethal, but I guess it's not lethal if they have a bolt. So cool, we got him. So we're going to bring in our Electricaries here. This one is always one of the tough ones. What to do about your creatures, because they have some amount of removal. And it's hard to say how much of it they're going to keep in. I would say I'm tempted to bring in all the creatures here. They have kind of a lot of options, so they probably have at least 2, probably 3 Hydroblasts. They're going to have some number of Bolts and Screds, and potentially Electrickery also. Some of these cards are just bad. I'm going to cut some of these Sorcery Speed Burn spells, I think. Like all of these. Let's do that and try to get in with creatures. I am going to probably have to burn my way through some augurs, which I don't love, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, you know? So, well, we've had a lot of really close games this league, which is fun. This hand is really good if we draw a mountain, so I'm going to keep it. And we're just going to lose if we don't draw any land, but that's just the way it is. Alright. Lava Runner is a great draw if we draw a land next turn. The benefit of some of these creatures, too, is they can block ninjas, which is not the best, but yeah, there's the Augur, of course. Land. Dang. Well, I knew I was going to have to kill some Augurs, so that's just what I'm going to have to do here. At least they missed with their Augur, so, you know, no big card disadvantage for us there. Really need to hit a land probably this turn, otherwise we're gonna lose. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. Well, it just happens sometimes. Hey, they're missing land too? Alright. Land. Really don't want to run a Lava Spike into Spellstutter Sprite. I'm just going to discard a Fire Blast here, I think. Oh shoot, I was supposed to attack. Well. Now I've got a 2-2. Hopefully they keep missing lands. Well, I'm not just going to discard a Lava Spike, I don't think. Even though I know I'm just running into a Spell Stutter. Yeah, whatever. Just completely obvious, but I mean, what am I going to do? Just discard the Lava Spike and let them cast the Spell Stutter Sprite end of turn if they want? I mean, doesn't make any sense. I think we would have probably won this game if we had a land in our first 2 turns. They had a pretty slow start here. So now I'm stuck trying to kill this ninja. Even if I draw a land, I can't even play one of my 2-drops, really. Maybe I just have to. My bolt gets countered and then I can't cast anything. Yeah, like, much happier with my Alchemist getting blasted. We were just too slow. This guy's just gonna get scredded or bolted to death. We can probably just concede here. I'm gonna give it one more shot. If they play out a fairy and I don't draw a land, I'm probably going to concede too. Well, let's try it out. Yep, I'm ready to concede here. All right. I like the plan actually. I'm going to stick with it on the play. This plan is a lot better on the play than it is on the draw, so let's do it. Their deck is really slow at getting red sources. Yeah, they're down to 5. So it can be tough to get some creatures off the board. Down to 4 cards. It's going to be tough to come back from. The Lava Runner. All right, Fairy's here. I could make the Lava Runner a 2/2, or I can get these Epicures out. I think I'm gonna get the Epicures down. So let's see if they have a Ninja and tap out for it. They must have an Augur, it looks like. I'm gonna play the Mountain out even though I have these blood tokens. I think I'm gonna Fire Blast this Augur. If I was gonna do this though, I definitely should have Lava Spiked and Needle Dropped first. This was a pretty bad play. Because if I draw a Bolt, then I'm gonna look like an idiot for doing that. That's a perfect one to blood token away. So obviously they don't have another untapped land. Get rid of this curse. I'm gonna hold that for next turn. So we got lethal next turn if they just play a creature and hope to block. They forgot to sack their Evolving Wilds. Or maybe they didn't want to. I'm not sure. But we've got lethal here. That's going to do it. Hey, we got a win. It only took a mulligan to 4. Awesome. All right. Let's see if we can salvage a 3-2 here. On to round number 5. All right, we're back for round number 5. Trying to pull off a 3-2, get our entry back, get a nice treasure chest. Would I like to play first? Yes, I would. No recurring sources of damage, but this is a lot of burn. I'm going to keep this one. We just need one more Fire Blast, which we won't be able to cast without some mountains, but we've got a lot of damage here. So we've got 16 damage so far. Playing against Hanging Moon. Hopefully they're not playing any life gain. As I say that, immediately life gain. Let's hope for a creature, I guess. Hey, I was talking about that second Fire Blast. I was kind of joking, because I definitely don't want that card. That's probably the worst draw in our whole deck. Alright, playing against Tron. This is a terrible draw against Tron. Yeah, I'll play out another mountain here. I'm gonna run out some of these chain lightnings because they're not good. Alright, I've got 11 damage in my hand. This is a bad draw against Tron because like they have some life gain in their deck, and the recurring sources of damage are really good against Tron. They don't play a lot of removal usually. A little sad here. If I draw a mountain, I'll be 1 damage short of killing them. Thanks to the Tranquil Cove. Okay. Yeah, I'll play a Chain Lightning. I think they're probably planning to cast Mystical Teachings this turn. So I'm going to run one of these in there. And when they tap out for Teachings here, oh, just an Impulse. Never mind. I'm not going to run a Bolt into Prohibit. Alright. Maybe they'll tap out for a Mulldrifter. Not holding my breath for that. Alright, another life gain. At the moment, that doesn't matter to us. Okay. So now I need to draw a land and resolve every one of these cards. We'll see if that can happen. Alright, a Seagate Oracle. Looks like our opponent is just going to be holding up Counterspell for a while here. Now that they gain that life, these 3 are lethal. I think I'm going to wait one more turn here. So I don't think they're going to spend their mana on anything. Although if they find Tron, they're really never going to be tapped low for the rest of the game. Okay. They have no lands. So if I draw a mountain here, I think I'm going to go for it. Yep. Just going to send them all. So you got the 1 Prohibit. I don't think they played Dispel, but they could Prohibit this and also Dispel. 1 Fire Blast, in which case we'd be in big trouble. Doesn't look like that's happening. Alright, we had exactly enough. And a damage to spare even. Cool. So, I definitely want all my creatures here. I want kind of a lot of my stuff, so I don't know if I'm really going to have room for all of these things. I'm going to do a quick look up here to see if these decks play Circle of Protection. I would have thought normally they wouldn't, but perhaps they do now. Now that now that the bans have happened, they don't have Prismatic Prism here. Let's see what we've got. Not seeing any Tron decks with it. I'm gonna make them have it, I guess. If they want to beat me with it. Bring these in. Still kind of like the Searing Blazes. I kind of hate all these. So let's cut all of those. Still like the Curse, I think. Although, I think the Curse is probably too slow. 1 damage a turn is just not enough. They're going to have Weather the Storm almost for sure. You can't just be dealing 1 damage a turn against a deck that's going to like gain 9 life. I'll leave 1 Curse in because I don't want any of these bad bolts. I think that looks good. I don't know. I'm going to try this. Hopefully we hit some land drops. We have a lot of more expensive cards now. These are just all of our main deck cards. I think it's a good hand. Hopefully they mulligan a few times. Yep, they did. That's the nice thing about playing Burn is a lot of times, like I kind of talked about in the deck tech, you have a lot of cards that are hard to interact with. So a lot of times your opponent's cards don't do anything. Starting off with the mine. Alright, Epicure is a good start. Get a little bit of recurring damage on the board. Not a lot, but a little bit. This will also incentivize them to play something like Seagate Oracle, and I can kill it with Searing Blaze. So I'm going to attack with the Epicure, and then I'm going to play the Needle Drop, and hope they prohibit that. Decide not to. I'm still going to run out the Epicure. Unless they have an Impulse here. Yeah, they must have an Impulse. Alright, this is looking really good so far. I think it's going to be tough for them to weather the storm for too much, too quickly, and we're going to have them dead probably 2 turns from now, especially if we draw a land. If we draw a land and they have a creature, they're going to be dead pretty fast here. Oh, I was hoping for a Seagate Oracle. This is even better. Yeah, I guess I'll play that guy. I'm not sure I really foresee them having Electrickery. I guess maybe they could have a Holy Light. Maybe I should have tried to play around that a little bit. So if they have like a Plains plus Holy Light here, they could get me pretty badly. Other than that, I don't see very many ways that we can lose this game. We're going to deal them a ton of damage this turn. Let's see a land. Oh yeah. They are extremely dead. Cool, well, we got a 3-2 with this deck. Some really close games. This wasn't one of them, but we did play some close games. I could toss that Fire Blast out there for the still had all these, but that's not necessary. Well, cool. 3-2. Honestly, I think that's a pretty good record with Burn. I think that Burn is a decent deck a lot of the times, but I think most of the time people have too many sideboard cards for Burn for how present and how powerful it is, because Burn is never the top deck. It's usually not the top 3 or 4 decks. It's usually in like the sitting around like the 5th, 6th place, definitely tier 2, but still a pretty decent deck. And people will have 3, 4, 5 sideboard cards for it. Especially like you get hit by all these hydroblasts that people just happen to have, and some people have like Weather the Storm on top of that. I mean, it's a lot of hate to deal with as a burn deck, and I don't think the deck is powerful enough to fight through all that hate all the time. So, but I think this was a pretty good result. You got to see some really close games, some tight games. I don't know if I wouldn't say I played. Yeah, I wouldn't say that you saw tight play, but you probably saw some tight games. So. Thanks for watching. I know there's a lot of Magic content you could be watching, so I'm thankful that you spent some time watching mine. And again, reminder, leave me a like or a subscribe, or both, and hit me up with some comments, some suggestions for decks, or just any way I can make my content better. I'm still working on, getting rid of all the ums and the dead air and stuff. That'll come with time as I get back into this, but any types of comments you can think of, let me know. Thanks for watching.